Everyone wants to find the next 100x crypto, but most 100x cryptos can't be found on centralized exchanges.
Can't find it.
To find these small cap gems, you'll need to use a decentralized exchange, also known as a DEX. And that's why today we're going to tell you about the top 5 DEXes that you need to be familiar with, including how they work and, more importantly, how you can use them to trade your way to life-changing gains. My name is Lewis, and let's get started. Now, before we begin, there is something I need to make absolutely clear, and that is that I am not a financial advisor, and nothing in this video should be considered financial or investment advice. This is purely educational content meant to inform you about how decentralized exchanges work. So if that sounds good to you, then punch those like and subscribe buttons and smash that notification bell, and let's get to it. Now, the first DEX that you need to know about is a relatively newcomer, and that is Axiom. Axiom was launched on Solana in early 2024 by Henry Zhang and Preston Ellis, computer science graduates who began building crypto trading tools in college. Seeing an opportunity during Solana's meme coin frenzy, they created Axiom to cater to serious meme coin connoisseurs. The catch is that Axiom isn't technically a decentralized exchange. Instead, it's a meme coin-focused trading terminal that connects to a range of platforms, including all of the top DEXes like Raydium, Pump Fund, Moonshot, and Hyperliquid. This allows users to trade across multiple venues from a single interface, all while retaining full custody of their crypto. The platform aims to offer a pro-level trading experience with high-speed execution, advanced analytics, and a user interface that has the familiarity of a centralized exchange while leveraging the benefits of a decentralized one. To that end, Axiom lets users place spot trades, set limit orders, and earn yield on idle assets through integrations with yield generation protocols on the Solana ecosystem. For traders seeking an edge, Axiom offers advanced charting via TradingView, real-time analytics, wallet tracking, sniper and bundle detection tools, and perpetual trading with up to 40x leverage via its Hyperliquid integration. And for those wanting to go deep into the trenches, Axiom's Pulse dashboard lets you track the latest meme coin launches with filters that you could apply to sort by things like launchpad, token age, liquidity, and market cap. It also includes an integrated Twitter tracker to follow relevant project accounts. Axiom also allows you to set up and manage multiple wallets, which you could view on the Portfolio tab, where you'll also see your active positions. You could then check out the Discover tab, which will present you with a DEX screener, trending tokens, and pump livestream tokens. Now, all of this just scratches the surface of what you could do with Axiom. So if you want an in-depth guide on how to use Axiom to its full potential, then good news. You can learn everything that you need to know by checking out the video right over there. And not only that, but you can also sign up for Axiom and get yourself a 2x points multiplier for potential airdrops and a 10% cash back on trades using our exclusive Coin Bureau deals link, which you can find in the description below or by scanning this QR code. We can't guarantee that these deals will be around forever, so you better act quickly to avoid missing out. Okay, so the second DEX that you need to know about is Uniswap, one of the oldest and most battle-tested DEXes in crypto. Founded in 2018 by mechanical engineer Hayden Adams, Uniswap was inspired by Ethereum creator Vitalik Buterin's 2016 proposal for a DEX using an automated market maker, or AMM, mechanism. This idea became Uniswap's foundation. Built on Ethereum and fully EVM compatible, Uniswap supports all ERC20 tokens and integrates with key Ethereum services like MetaMask. It also operates across multiple EVM chains and Layer 2s, including Arbitrum, Base, Optimism, and Polygon. In total, Uniswap is available on Ethereum and 12 other chains. As an AMM, Uniswap enables users to trade cryptos directly through liquidity pools without any intermediaries. Anyone can deposit ERC20 tokens into these pools to earn rewards from the trading fees. In return, liquidity providers receive LP tokens representing their pool's share and earn a portion of the fees whenever that token pair is traded. Instead of using a traditional order book where prices are set by buyers and sellers, Uniswap relies on smart contracts and liquidity pools to handle swaps. Put simply, you trade tokens directly with a pool, rather than another trader. What's fascinating about this is that Uniswap's pricing is determined by an algorithm that balances tokens in a liquidity pool. When you trade, you essentially add one asset and remove another, shifting the ratio. The algorithm uses this ratio to gauge demand and adjust prices accordingly. Anyway, since launching in 2018, Uniswap has undergone several iterations. In V1, Uniswap only allowed ERC20 tokens to be swapped for ETH. V2 was released in 2020, allowing direct ERC20 token swaps. V3 introduced concentrated liquidity, allowing providers to focus capital within specific price ranges for maximum earnings. In January of this year, Uniswap v4 was released. v4 is the protocol's lowest cost version and introduced customizable plugins called hooks, enabling automation of features like dynamic fees and liquidity management, and much more. In early July, Uniswap added Smart Wallet functionality, adding features made possible by Ethereum's Pectra upgrade. Smart wallets enable things like one-click swaps, gas sponsorship, and paying gas fees with any ERC20 token, all of which enhance the user experience. Uniswap is renowned for its super simple user interface, making it a dream to work with. Launching the application brings you to a white page with a swap interface. Or you could click the three dots on the top right to switch to dark mode if you prefer to keep your retinas intact. To get started, click Connect Wallet. By default, Uniswap will suggest its own native wallet, which is fine, but you can select other wallets to view all compatible options. If you've used Ethereum before, you likely have a MetaMask wallet, so we've selected that in our example. Confirm the connection in your wallet and you're good to go. To buy crypto on Ethereum, select the token you're trading and the one that you want to buy. For this example, we're trading USDC for some Pepe, because why not? So we'll click the ETH icon at the top and we'll change it to USDC. And then we'll click Select Token and we'll choose Pepe. We'll type in the amount of crypto that you want to spend and then you just hit the review button. A pop-up will appear with the details of your transaction, including the fees that you'll pay. Click Approve and Swap, and then confirm the transaction again in your wallet, and that's it. Uniswap also has a few other functions that you could explore. Above the swap function are 4 tabs: Swap, Limit, Buy, and Sell. The Limit tab lets you set trades to execute at specific prices, while the Buy and Sell tabs allow you to utilize third-party on- and off-ramp services such as MoonPay, Alchemy Pay, or Stripe to buy and sell crypto using fiat currencies. And for advanced users, there are 2 more options on the top left: Explore and Pool. The Explore tab lists the most used tokens by daily volume, while the Pool tab lets you manage any liquidity pools that you've deposited to. Okay, so the third DEX that you need to know about is Hyperliquid. The history of Hyperliquid is intriguing to say the least. It begins with Jeffrey Yan, a Harvard graduate with a bachelor's in mathematics and previous work experience with Google, and also a pseudo-anonymous developer who goes by the name Ilian Sink. In 2020, Jeff launched Chameleon Trading, a market maker he claims that was very successful. Only there's next to no public information available for Chameleon Trading at all. Little sus. Anyway, Jeff announced Hyperliquid in late 2022, shortly after the FTX collapse. For those unaware, FTX was a derivative-focused centralized exchange, and its collapse created a void that Hyperliquid aimed to fill. Originally, Hyperliquid was built on Arbitrum, one of the leading Ethereum Layer 2s. However, by early 2023, it decided to instead build its own Layer 1 blockchain and make its DEX as scalable as possible. Well, it seemed to have worked because the Hyperliquid blockchain can process up to 200,000 transactions per second. And it has a near instant block time of just 0.07 seconds. This is made possible by Hyperliquid's consensus model, HyperBFT, and through its smart contract capabilities of its own custom EVM machine, the Hyper EVM. Hyperliquid's insane speed, though, comes with a trade-off in decentralization. There's currently only 21 active validators, although there are plans to expand this to 60 validators soon. But what you get for that is the platform that can offer the best of both worlds: the speed and efficiency of a centralized exchange, combined with the transparency and non-custodial benefits of a DEX. You can easily sign up to Hyperliquid using an email address, and for the sake of this demonstration, that is exactly what we'll be doing. Note that there are no KYC requirements for signing up to Hyperliquid. You just enter your email address and you should receive an email with a confirmation code. Then you just type that bad boy in. At the top, you'll see a prompt asking you to deposit USDC from Arbitrum. Originally, this was the only choice that you had to fund your account, but this has since expanded to include BTC, ETH, Sol, and Fartcoin? Very interesting. Well, apparently, more cryptos will be accepted in the future. Still though, most of the trading pairs are with USDC for the time being, so let's just stick with that for now in this demonstration. Once that's deposited, just click the ticker on the top left above the chart, and then find the cryptos that you're interested in. And a quick note here, while Hyperliquid is primarily for perpetual trading, it has been adding spot trading pairs too, with plans to add more in the future. But as we've mentioned earlier in the video, Hyperliquid allows for up to 40x leverage. Recall that it is a perpetuals DEX after all. And unless you're an experienced trader though, we advise against using leverage. Since we're avoiding leverage, we'll switch from the perps menu to the spot menu, and then we'll just find and select the crypto that we want to trade our USDC for. So on the right side of the page is the order book section. Now the easiest way to trade is on the market tab, which will execute immediately. Simply adjust the slider to choose how much USDC you want to spend, then hit that place order button and confirm the transaction in the pop-up window. Now, obviously, there's much more to Hyperliquid than we could squeeze into today's video. But if you want to learn more about the platform and its fascinating and frankly controversial background, then you can find out more by checking out our deep dive review right over there. Now, the fourth DEX that you need to know about is Raydium, an AMM DEX built on Solana. Founded in 2020 by a pseudonymous developer named Alpha Ray, which was one of the several pseudo-anonymous devs with Ray in their title, Raydium quickly became the leading Solana DEX. Raydium features an easy-to-use interface with swaps, charts, liquidity pools, perpetuals, and more. On top of that, users can earn yield by providing liquidity and earning trading fees, as well as yield farming and staking. Raydium also features a fundraising platform called Accelerator, a native launchpad that helps projects raise capital and initial liquidity in a decentralized way. Demand is so strong that token launches are often oversubscribed. During the Solana meme coin craze, Raydium even surpassed Uniswap in monthly trading volume. This was largely driven by the crazy activity seen on Pump.Fun, which contributed massively to Raydium's revenue. However, in April of this year, Pump.Funds launched its own DEX called PumpSwap, and it ditched Raydium. As a result, Raydium created LaunchLab, which aims to compete with Pump.Funds shenanigans. Raydium uses a hybrid AMM called AMMv4, which the project describes as being the most battle-tested and distributed program on Solana. That's because AMMv4 once shared liquidity with a DEX called Serum, which became defunct following the collapse of FTX. Raydium then switched to sharing liquidity with a community-led fork of Serum called OpenBook, but stopped sharing liquidity with OpenBook after launching Raydium v3 in mid-May of 2024. Today, Raydium no longer shares liquidity with any other protocol, and its liquidity pools serve as traditional AMMs. The more you know. In any case, Raydium uses these liquidity pools to facilitate trading on the DEX, just really like Uniswap. In fact, Raydium actually chose to implement a similar model to that of Uniswap, but just put it on Solana, which, as you'll probably have guessed, was due to Ethereum's high gas fees and slower execution times. Using Raydium is pretty straightforward. You just simply connect a browser wallet such as Phantom, and assuming your wallet is already loaded up with Sol, then you're pretty much ready to go. On the swap interface, simply click on the bottom crypto to find the token that you want to buy. You could type the token's name or the ticker into the search bar to find it, but it's always best to just copy and paste the correct contract address instead of trying to type it in, just to make sure that you're definitely buying the right one. Also, be sure to check your slippage tolerance before you place any of your trades. In case you're not sure, slippage, it's really essentially the percentage swing that you're willing to accept to get your transaction processed. By default, slippage on Raydium is set to 0.5%, but for smaller tokens with lower liquidity, you will probably need to raise this higher. So you could have your slippage, go 5 or even 10% or even higher than that. So once you got that set, you could then enter the amount of Sol that you want to spend. Once you're happy with the transaction, just click on Swap and confirm it in your wallet. The trade should really just take a few seconds, and you'll be able to see your new token balance in your wallet once it's done. At the top of the main page are tabs for liquidity, portfolio, perpetuals, launchpad, and more. The liquidity tab shows the pools that you could deposit to and their APRs. Just a pro tip though, APRs, they do reflect risk. So if you're seeing some crazy APRs like over 1,000%, you should probably just keep away from them. Obviously, not financial advice, but you should understand that it's not sustainable. Anyway, after that, the portfolio tab, that is what shows you your active positions, while the perpetuals tab brings up an order book trading window that is a little bit more advanced. Be careful here though, because this is leverage trading, and remember what we said about using leverage, you probably want to stay away unless you know what you're doing. Then, of course, there is also the launchpad. So moving on, we have the launchpad, which you'll recall is Raydium's answer to PumpSwap. Then under More, you'll see options for staking and bridging. Staking lets you earn rewards by staking native Ray tokens, while bridging enables transferring cryptos from EVM chains over to Solana. Okay, so finally, we have the fifth and final DEX that you need to know about, which is Thorchain, a layer 1 blockchain that specializes in cross-chain token swaps. Thorchain was founded in 2018 by a group of pseudo-anonymous developers. Some of these devs have made themselves known, such as the project founder John Paul Thorbjornsen, or JP Thor, and Chad Barraford, Thorchain's technical lead. Thorchain's management has since been taken over by a group of 9 developers called the 9 Realms. Thorchain was built with Cosmos SDK and Tendermint consensus, and it launched its mainnet in 2022, 4 years after its white paper. It stands out by enabling native cryptos to be swapped cross-chain without losing custody and without using wrapped tokens or centralized intermediaries. Like other DEXes, Thorchain uses an AMM structure with its liquidity pools. Unlike other DEXes though, every liquidity pool on Thorchain uses the same base asset, specifically Rune, Thorchain's native coin that powers the protocol. This enables the innovative mechanism called continuous liquidity pools. So let's say that you want to swap BTC for ETH. Thorchain would deposit this BTC into the BTC Rune liquidity pool, then move this Rune to the ETH Rune liquidity pool before swapping this Rune to ETH and then sending that ETH back to the user. Sounds a little confusing, but if you just read over it a few times, it actually makes a lot of sense. Now, this is important to note that Thorchain is designed to act as a backend for DEXes or for a DEX to allow for interoperability. This means that you'll need a DEX that's leveraging Thorchain. We're using Thorchain, the leading DEX on Thorchain. On Thorchain's trading interface, you'll need to follow a few steps to trade crypto cross-chain. So as an example, let's buy some Atom with ETH. Click Connect on the top right. Select the sending chain, which is in our case Ethereum, and then choose your wallet, such as MetaMask. Agree to the terms of service and click Connect Wallet. Then confirm the connection in your wallet. Next, add another wallet, one that supports the crypto that you're buying. Click the Wallet button on the top right again, then hit the plus icon to add another chain. In this example, we select Cosmos, and then we select Kepler. Again, agree to the terms and confirm the connection in your second wallet. Once both wallets are connected, select the asset that you want to trade. In our example, ETH is already selected, but we need to swap out BTC for Atom on the interface. So you just click on BTC and find the crypto that you want to buy. Here we selected Cosmos, and then we selected the native Atom. Then enter the amount of ETH that you want to spend or the amount of Atom that you want to buy and click swap. A confirmation window will show your transaction details, including estimated time and fees. If everything looks good, then you just click confirm, and then you just confirm the transaction again in your wallet. After a few moments, you should see your wallet balance update. And that's it. So there you have it, folks, our top 5 DEXes. And if you enjoyed this video, you already know what to do. Smash those like and subscribe buttons to show it some love. Of course, there are plenty of other DEXes out there, so let us know in the comments which ones that you use and which ones that you think should be on our list. And if you want to learn how to master the art of DYOR, so maybe you could use these DEXes and find something on your own, then check out the video right over here. And if you want to avoid making the most common crypto mistakes, then you definitely want to check out this video right over there. Okay, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you again soon. This has been Lewis, signing off. See you later.